We are Bucket Bytes, featuring bite-sized bits and discussions, not bucket bitches or whatever it was I said last week. I'm Super Daddy-O, aka Ryan Papa Post. Down below me, we have our own YouTube celebrity, Josh Picard from Suggestive Gaming.
Hey,
and
folks.
We have a familiar face. Maybe you don't remember, but you might. But we have a man who's partied with the Blue Man Group, got blackout drunk, and his name is Logan. So everybody, welcome back Logan to the show. And then
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I did party a little bit and took shots with the Blue Man Group. It was fun.
You just took shots, that's it? Like that's not at all what I was expecting.
Were they in makeup?
Yeah. Full makeup, everything. They were not talking, they were stoic. It was fantastic.
Like it's almost like a pro wrestling thing, like living in gimmick, like even because you weren't at a concert, right? Or was it a concert?
No, it was a professional sports game and they were performing at halftime. So they came out at the end of the game to the VIP area, and we had some drinks and shots with them.
That's so awesome. Like they did the show, they're coming out just to watch the rest of the game, and like they still have to perform.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
Yep.
That's got to be fun, though. I think, when you sign up for that, you kind of know what you're getting into, and that's a lot of fun for them. I know I would enjoy the hell out of it, just being a character out in the public world.
Yeah, I got to believe that they enjoyed it, because Milwaukee is definitely a heavily drinking area, and we all like to have fun, so I think they were down for it.
So were they buying you drinks, or were you buying them drinks, or how did that work? Or were they just like coming down there to take
It was
pictures?
the VIP everything, so everything was taken care of. No one was buying any drinks. Yeah, it was a fun time.
How does somebody like you get VIP tickets to it was a Bucks game, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, it was a Bucks game, and so I had a friend who's worked for a company, and they had season tickets, and if the VIP doesn't take them, they'll get raffled around the office, and actually my buddy won them. So he asked me, living kind of near downtown, if I wanted to go. So I met up with them, and we had a great time. My wife thought at one point we got thrown out of the game, but we didn't. I couldn't remember, but the documents from the photos show. Oh yeah. They had a nice spread. David Gruber was out there. I told him he had a nice suit before the game.
Gruber.
Dude, yeah. David Gruber is like the Forrest Gump of Milwaukee. He's just everywhere.
Yeah, he was there. He had his big grin, smile on the whole time. And
you were gonna say something else. You started with an S. I thought you were gonna say shit-eating grin. Like I swear that's what I thought you were going to.
Maybe indirectly, but yeah, he's smiling, being his normal self, and I had to tell him he was looking dapper, so I told him, nice suit, and that was it, because I was way too drunk to actually start a conversation.
Okay, that's all you remember saying to him.
Yes.
Now, David Gruber, for those who are unaware, he owns a law firm is it just the Milwaukee area, or is it?
Oh, that's a good question. I know he's definitely he's Wisconsin wide.
He's
yeah.
But I have it on good authority that allegedly, because again, he's a law guy, so I gotta say, I've heard that people have seen him in several instances where he has acted as somebody who likes a beverage or two.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yes, yeah, I could see that too. I mean, the fact that how I saw him at the pregame, you could tell that he was getting loose.
He was having a good time.
Yeah.
Getting the rosy cheeks going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And all you said was nice suit, like you didn't drunkenly say like 15 other things before that came out.
No,
because that's what I would have done.
It was more or less in passing. I was like, I want to say something at least to him if I passed him, and I had to go to the bathroom, and he happened to be like walking the direction I was going, and it was just like, hey dude, nice suit.
See,
I just laughed.
Josh, when we were at Midwest Gaming Classic and you were trying to talk to Henry, that's what you should have said. You should have said, "Hey, man, nice suit."
Nice suit as he's walking.
Yeah, and
he big timed me, man. He big timed me. I yelled out Henry, and he just kept walking. He's like, oh, I'm not gonna talk to that fucking asshole. No, but I was gonna say, what you should have said was because you were at a Bucks game, right?
Yes.
And what do they play? What's the sport?
Oh, basketball.
And how many balls do they use in the
One.
game of basketball?
Oh,
One
Jesus.
ball. That's all.
I hate you. I kind of hate you.
That's good. That's good. I like that. Oh man.
Really? That's how we're starting today. That's
Hey,
that's grand.
That's a great start. That's a great
I don't
start.
mind it.
I don't know
That's
what you're
pretty
talking
good.
about.
That's fantastic.
So, Logan, with you being back, what's your plan? Are you gonna be back here all the time, or what's the
I'm gonna
deal?
be here. Yeah, I'm gonna be here as much as possible. I just with work schedule and whatnot, it wasn't feasible earlier, but now that things have shifted a little bit over the last few months, I'm gonna be back on a regular basis.
Excellent.
Just do us a favor and don't get a girlfriend, because apparently that just means you're never going to show up to the show anymore.
Yeah, I really hope that Dom is enjoying himself a big old scoop of ice cream right now. Like, if he's not, then I'm gonna be pretty mad.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that Dom wasn't able to make it, but that's all right. I'll catch him on the next one, that's for sure.
That's okay. So, all right, welcome back to the show. Let's start with one of your topics.
Certainly.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
As I slowly panic.
It's my favorite thing to call people out.
I was going to say, he shows up and immediately gets thrown under the bus.
Yeah. Just thrown the fire. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, man. So, Logan, I know that you haven't been gaming much lately. We work together, so it's kind of like I get the situation. But Josh, I'm curious because you added me to your little clan on Diablo 4, which I've only gotten a few hours in. I'm actually surprisingly like a level 38 or something like that. But I want to know your thoughts so far because this is my first time going into it. I would love to hear it from I got professional, sure.
Season pro.
Technically, yeah. So Ziza and I have been playing Diablo. We played a lot of it first week. And we've fallen off just because we've gotten busy. But I think we're like level 50, 51 maybe. But I love Diablo 4. The combat is great. The loot grind so far is great. We're having a lot of fun. The story is actually like phenomenal in Diablo 4. Like I could take I love Diablo 3, but I could take or leave the story.
Sure.
It was more or less just like there. The story in Diablo 4 is fantastic, and the characters that they've written and the voice acting, fantastic. Like,
oh my God,
they really ramped up on like the story and presentation of 4. It's really good. It's just a really good game to play through for that regard. But the gameplay itself is great. Literally, the only complaint I have is the dungeons are a bit repetitive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Especially coming from Immortal, because I played the shit out of Immortal. Which a lot of people don't like because they did go a little crazy with the monetization of it. But the dungeons had a lot more variety in Immortal, especially with like the goals. Because like it seems in Diablo 4, like literally the dungeons are just like go in and find
the
waypoint and hit the button, or clear out every enemy in it, and that's it. Like it's just one of those two varieties each time. So that's like my only complaint, but I'm having so much fun leveling up my character and finding new gear and switching up my build when I find new legendaries with new abilities. Like it scratches the Diablo itch incredibly. And like I said, we're not even done playing through the story.
Right.
And I'm enjoying it. It's fantastic. So
as a Diablo noob, so to speak, I didn't know that Diablo did quote unquote seasons.
Yeah. If you play a seasonal character, yeah.
So and I still to this point I don't understand that whole thing. I saw something on it today where people are like, "What do you mean I can't use my existing character that I've been spending all my hours on? I can't use them in this new whatever seasonal story or whatever." So could you elaborate for me?
So I've never played a seasonal character. I think I did. I tried it in Diablo 3, but I never like stuck with it.
Yeah.
So the way that seasons work in Diablo is they do like unique things per season. So like there'll be unique bosses or dungeons or gear or whatever, and essentially you start a new character at the beginning of the season, you play through the season, and you do like these unique raids or whatever, and then once the season's over, that character's gone.
Okay.
So the only thing you really unlock like account wide is like emblems or titles that you can then use on any character moving forward.
Really? No
It's
gear or
basically-
nothing?
No, because once the character's gone, your gear's gone. So it's really just for kind of to experience it and have fun, and then for like bragging rights moving forward. It's like achievements, really.
Sure.
It's like somebody can
Okay.
see that you played that season through.
Gotcha. So as a father of two and a husband and a guy that works all the time, like I'll be lucky to even get to the end of the main story.
Right.
Like I won't be one of these people that's gonna go and like dig in and dig my claws into these seasonal events and stories.
Because the first season I think is going to start either next week or the week after. I don't remember.
Yeah, I heard that.
But like the character you've started now isn't going anywhere.
Right, that's
Like,
the
that's-
base character.
Yeah, that exists forever. That's just like your main, character. But if you wanted to play the seasonal stuff, you would have to make a seasonal character. So you couldn't use that character.
Gotcha.
You'd have to make a new one. But that's how they keep people coming back and trying out new
Right.
stuff.
I feel like they're pushing that.
Destiny. Kind of reminds me of
Does Destiny do that?
Destiny does different gear and weapons based off the season, and then you get to unlock armor and whatnot, and then by the end of that season, it kind of becomes obsolete, if you will. So it kind of reminds me of.
Sounds about the same thing.
Yeah, it's a like action RPG staple, I'd say.
I feel like they're doing it like the game didn't come out that long ago. I feel like that's way too early to start trying to push new content. Like I get it, you have people that just nonstop grind through the game, but like, man, give a chance for us normal humans to progress and finish the main story.
I agree. I think they should have either done the season way later, or it should have launched like season 1 should have been at launch. Like if you want to play a seasonal character, you can right off the bat. It is a little weird that they're doing it this early, but
yeah,
I kind of hopped on Diablo 3 late, so I don't know when they started there.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure. You were talking about the voice acting being great, by the way, and now that Dom is like laughing at us, he's in chat right now, not with us. Like hopefully he's enjoying his ice cream, really getting that licking that cream up. But I'm sorry, I didn't even mean that as a thing until I saw Josh's face. No, I did. Okay. All right. So, I'm anyways. The voice acting in this game is stellar. Like it's like I thought Elden Ring had some of the best voice acting in terms of quality. Maybe not the writing, even the writing was good, but there's a character that I just met just today, and I swear to God, it was voiced by Simon Gregor, who did Rykard. The whole like super like phlegmy, voicey kind of voice. I can't remember the character's name now. I wish I was a little bit more prepared for that. But this is I think it just goes to show that you can't supplement games with AI generated voices if you want to really pull your people in, because nothing is going to stand up to a professionally voiced character.
Oh, 100%. And the other thing that's really cool about this game is, for the first time, at least that I remember, in a Blizzard game, all of the cutscenes are in engine.
Yeah.
So you'll be, starting a mission, and all of a sudden it'll go to a full in-engine cutscene that
Right.
looks amazing. Like, it still looks incredible. Like, Blizzard was known for their like pre-rendered cutscenes that were always like studio quality,
Sure.
like cinematic experiences, and these are that but in-engine, which
It looks good.
yeah. And I always love in-engine stuff versus pre-rendered, so it's really
Well,
it's
you
really
gotta
cool.
say though, the pre-rendered footage, especially like that, dude, that intro cinematic is so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like it's nice when I don't know how many there are. Like I've only seen the opening one. Are there any more as you've seen so far?
Not that I've come across.
Okay. All right.
Is
Well-
it on? You said it's a Blizzard game, correct?
Yes.
Is it on Steam Deck?
So here's the fun part is so you can install it on Steam Deck. You just have to install the BattleNet launcher through Proton and do all of the like side
Okay.
loading type stuff.
Got it.
But
okay.
I haven't played the main release, but I played the beta on my Steam Deck. and
Okay.
It ran amazing.
Just fine. Yeah, and I think you talked about that previously.
Yeah.
I've
I've been playing the main release on my Ally actually.
Oh, have you? See,
Yes.
this is one of those games where I feel like I would still enjoy it on a handheld. There's not very many games that I feel like I would, but Diablo is definitely one of those games. Like with the, they got that top-down perspective and controls are super simple. Like I feel like it would translate super well to a handheld device. So
I love it. Like, especially because the only reason I played the beta on my Steam Deck was because Aziza didn't want to play. There was like 2 betas, and she
Yep.
didn't want to play the second one. So I just played it by myself, and I was like, well, I'll see if I can install it on the Steam Deck so I can,
Sure.
hang out with her, but still kind of play it on the couch. And you're right. Like, it's an amazing handheld game.
oh man,
Just sitting in bed playing it on the Ally is so much fun because it's so easy to pick up and put down,
God, I would be so much farther in that game if I had, if it was something I could just sit down and laying down in bed and play. Ah, dude.
Asus,
Oh,
sponsor
no.
Bucket Bytes.
No, because I'm the kind of dumbass that would go and buy one of these machines just for one game, 1 or 2 games. So
Like the OLED Switch that you got.
Did you get an OLED Switch?
I do have an OLED Switch, yeah,
Okay.
and I don't mind it. I play on it once or twice a year.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I bought an OLED Switch, and like I was amazed at how little I used it because like I was already done with the Switch, and
Yeah.
like any game I play on the Switch, I just have plugged into my TV anyway.
Well, yeah, dude, it's funny. Like, and that's the whole reason I can't get into handheld gaming. Never could, and I think like Diablo is that game that would probably get me to pull over. So, well, and it's like, dude, I bought a VR just so my wife could play fucking Beat Saber. Like, it's
Well, Beat Saber's worth it though.
Right.
it is.
It is a lot of fun, and you can, having your kids play it and whatnot. It's a
But
fun
that's-
group thing.
But that's how I feel about Diablo 4, and it like. My wife's gonna hate me because I want to spend so much money, but anyways,
Hold
so
out for Christmas.
yeah, right, not in my house. The Christmas funds go to the wife and kids. And then I usually my allocation goes, during Black Friday, like electronics sales. Like that's my
Yeah,
Christmas.
that makes sense.
That's my Christmas.
That's
Oh, Animal Crossing was another one. That was the one I spent probably the most time on my Switch playing. That's a good one, Jesse.
I could see
Um,
that. Yeah.
So, by the way, if you are listening to this and want to interact with us live, please feel free to join us while we're live on Twitch, twitch.tv/bucketbytes. We're going to be talking about Twitch and streaming, though, later in the show because there's some interesting stuff going on.
Yeah, and make
Uh,
sure if you're listening on the podcast, you follow us on Twitch so that you could pop in these live episodes.
Yeah, it'd be great. We'd love you here because we love interacting with the people when we can. Not so easy when we have guests, though. So we're talking about Diablo, Activision Blizzard. Did you see what Jim Ryan said in an interview? Or I don't know if it was an interview or no, you're not allowed to be here. You're fired. Get out of here.
Oh, I am? Okay, bye.
I'm just kidding.
What do
No,
you
you
post?
pop on.
You're half an hour late.
Oh man,
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm here now.
how was your ice cream?
Just wink if it was good.
He's
Was it
speechless.
good?
It was that good.
Oh man.
Dude, you're feeling that. You're in that whole Diablo mood right now with that red lighting in there,
The
bro.
Red, yeah.
Yeah, I left it on when I left home, and I don't know where my controller is, so I'm not changing it.
Oh, that's fun. That's fine. Well, everyone knows Dom, so welcome, Dom. We're glad you're here. I am happy you're here.
That's me. I'm Dom.
Hi,
So,
Dom.
Welcome
but
back, Logan.
Thank you.
It's exciting to see you again. I said in chat, but Post didn't read it because he's a dick.
they can read chat. These people have the ability to read chat. But where I was going with this, Jim Ryan, who's the CEO of PlayStation, I believe just in PlayStation America, said, if Microsoft acquires Activision, Sony will not share PlayStation 6 information with Call of Duty creators. And I thought that was such an interesting take, and it's not one that I would have thought of from a... So basically what they're saying here, in my opinion, is they're just buying these studios to get information on our next system. Not obviously the number one reason. That's how I'm taking it, though.
No,
They're
I
not-
see it the other way. It's more so just Sony doing a CYA of like, if a studio is owned by our competitor, we're
Right.
not going to share
That's what I meant.
information before launch, because that could then influence our competitor's decision on the market.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe I said it backwards, but that's what I meant. So that, but
Josh,
it's
what do you mean by CYA?
Like a cover your ass. Like, so
Oh,
it's
got it.
Sony being like, we're not gonna give any information that could be taken by Microsoft to influence their decision on console development based on our console development, because
Got
that's
it.
burned Microsoft in the past.
Yep.
With the Xbox One, PS4
Yep.
debacle, where Sony like came well ahead of Microsoft just based on how the PS4 was focused.
God, I remember that. Oh, it was so bad.
Hmm.
It was embarrassing.
I had an Xbox One. I didn't play any new game on it. Basically, I played Gears of War 4, and that was it. That thing wasn't worth it.
Well, that's okay.
It wasn't
that's okay.
okay.
No, it's fine.
It ran
It
horrible.
wasn't okay, damn it. It was a waste of money.
It was a
Well-
big chunk of box that took up like half my desk, and I didn't do shit on it besides play a shitty Gears of War for a couple months.
Well, that's your fault.
It is my fault.
Okay.
Glad
still
we came
mad
to
about
that
it.
consensus.
Which, to be fair, around the Xbox One was also a Halo Master Chief Collection, which bombed horribly, which I believe you guys
God.
covered in a previous
Oh.
podcast. So
Yeah.
not to reopen up that can of worms, but it just seemed like there was a few games for the Xbox One that just weren't
Yeah.
great.
For the early Xbox One, it took fucking forever to download that game because that game was massive for its
Well-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's only 122 something, or at the time it was only 122 gigabytes, I think, for all the
That
games.
was-
But you got a bunch of games, and they got all this upgraded cinematic and everything. But okay, so tangent alert. Someone pressed the ding-a-ling bell. Okay,
Ding.
thanks. It didn't go a ling though.
Oh, sorry. Ling.
There, excellent. So, but okay, so this article came out, and then people are kind of giving, I don't know if you saw this, Josh, at all, but people are giving Sony a bunch of shit for trying to kind of like say, well, this is for Starfield. Did you see this at all?
Ish.
So basically, Sony is basically trying to sue Microsoft or not Activision, Bethesda, sorry, because they're making the game exclusive to Microsoft.
Oh wow.
And people, of course, people are like, well, what are you talking about? Sony's been doing this, keeping exclusive content behind, on with them for years. And I haven't seen an argument yet that I agree with on the Sony side on that. So I'm curious if any of you saw that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'd have to look at their argument. Like, was there an agreement before the acquisition?
So
that's the only thing I can think of.
Before Microsoft bought Bethesda, Sony was talking with Bethesda about having exclusivity or timed exclusivity with the game. So now they're butthurt and salty about it, and they're like, well, what the fuck? We were going to get this, and now you're taking the game, and we don't even get it. So to a degree, I get their argument. To a degree, I do. But like they're keeping a fucking Avenger away from Xbox in a game for the Avengers.
Yeah.
You can't play Spider-Man on Xbox, which
And I think
I get it. Go ahead, Dan.
there's a Wolverine game coming out too on PlayStation.
That's right. Yeah. Well, and also, the Spider-Man games.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I will say this. It would be actually a cool thing. I think the best possible outcome for any of this would be like this blows up in Sony's face and all of this exclusivity and all of, it won't go away completely because they'll just find another way around it. But to find a way to break up all of this exclusivity and allow more games on all platforms so anyone can play. I think that's the ultimate. That would be the best case scenario for anything that happens here.
Best case scenario, but very unlikely.
Also,
Yeah, well,
I think
I agree.
I see it as like that's what competition is, and Xbox
Sure.
needs some type of edge to get back into
Well,
into
then
the
you're gonna.
discussion
Yeah.
ever again.
Well, and that's why they're trying to they're trying to stop the whole Activision thing. And Sid Alpha in chat said basically Sony was complaining that they didn't get their exclusive because Microsoft bought them.
Holy
It's a
shit! Sid Alpha in the chat. Hey, Sid.
Yeah. So that's and I understand the argument, and to be honest, I don't side with Sony at all. I actually tend not to because I feel like a lot of their sales tactics and a lot of their tactics in general are just shady. But,
Well, that's business though, right? Capitalism.
Yeah.
well, it is, and it's hard to be the good guy in a dog eat dog world, right?
Yeah, it's a good way to.
So it's so hard, and that's
There's
Microsoft-
more exclusive Sony games, isn't there, versus just Microsoft Xbox? Or is it about the same?
if you're
No, I have
talking,
Better ones.
I was gonna say bigger, better AAA titles. Yeah, Sony's got more of them.
Okay.
Well, that's why I loved the news that the Indiana Jones game is going to be Xbox and PC exclusive. Because I'm like, good. Like Microsoft needs to fire back.
And that's
Like I'm not even joking. Like there
Yeah.
needs to be competition in this space because Sony has gotten away with it for so long, where they just
Mhm.
have these exclusives that they release on PC. Yeah, like Returnal.
Yeah, but we gotta
Ratchet
wait.
and
We get
Clank, Uncharted,
God of War.
God of War.
Yeah, but we gotta wait for these fucking games for 4 years, and maybe that's because obviously they're developing PlayStation first. Like their strategy is perfect. Don't get me wrong, their strategy is perfect. You put the game out in perfect form on your main console, and then you put it out for the rest of the people. Not all of them, but you put the best ones out there, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
arguably best, but it's these next like couple of years, this juggernaut battle of Xbox or Microsoft and PlayStation, like it's gonna be really fun to watch.
I
just
hope so.
want Microsoft to be in the discussion again, because PlayStation kind of overtook us a long time ago. And
Sure.
there's no like war essentially. It's just I just want Xbox to be a candidate.
Well, Microsoft
like-
and like going back to what we were talking about before, Microsoft sunk their own ship with the Xbox One. Like they just
Mhm.
literally just nosedived into a lake, and the only thing that brought them back out of it was Game Pass. And like that now, though, I feel like is starting to subside, where
Well,
they're trying to
yeah.
buy up all these independent studios, and yeah, they released a couple games. Like, what are some big Game Pass games that you can think of in the past 2 years?
Ooh, 2 years.
yeah, look, so the same quality of like a Last of Us or God of War, there's really not much out there. There's really not much. You'll get your few. Bethesda but they're more indie games, and those are the games that thrive on that platform. But like Signalis was a fantastic game that I believe debuted on Game Pass as well. So I don't know. You've got the big ones coming. Starfield is coming. Like if you watch that Xbox showcase that we talked about last week, like that show very rarely missed the mark, in my opinion. And like if that's what's coming, then great. I think there's going to be a lot of them. But in the past, no, I agree with you, Josh. There hasn't been very many big heavy hitters. You know, we had the, Halo Infinite, which if it could have waited another, 8 to 10 months, would have been a heavy hitter, because that game nowadays is great.
Yeah, but I think it's like the train has left the station,
Oh, yeah.
I think Halo would have died out still. Even if it released a little later, I think it would have died out still.
Well, it would have died out, but maybe it would have had a bit more staying power.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, same thing with...
I think we're past Halo. Like, I think gaming has moved past...
Yeah, it's a shame. Because that, like, I go back and play that game every now and again, and it's now that Forge is out, it's a hell of a fun game. But everyone's moved on. Somerville, that's another good game. That's kind of an indie style game that I absolutely loved.
Came out too. I don't know how big Amnesia
is
on Game Pass.
Was that on
Amnesia?
Game Pass though?
It's on Game Pass, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the new one. By the way, when you said Somerville, I was gonna make a very local joke.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for it, but I'm glad you're able to hold on. Logan, I'm just curious, did you ever have Game Pass?
I did for a bit, yeah.
Why did you get it?
From what I remember, there was just a few games that I knew I wanted to play with friends that I didn't necessarily want to buy that they were playing. So it was just one of those, like, it's cheaper to just get the Game Pass. So that's kind of what I did. And it would only last for a couple months, and then I'd cancel it. And then randomly another thing would pop up, because my friend group, gaming group on console at the time, was very hot and cold which games we like to play. And some of the friends got really upset if they had to buy, like if we were playing for a game for maybe a couple months and one of the guys was lagging behind, he would buy the game at full price, and then like a couple weeks later we'd stop and jump on something else. So just to make it better for everyone, the Game Pass games allowed us to all be able to jump around on different games without breaking the bank, so to speak.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's another reason why I have Game Pass.
It just allows you to not feel like you have to stick to one game exclusively, because a lot of the times it was, either Call of Duty or Battlefield, because that friend group was heavily into the first-person shooting.
Gotcha. So I want to kind of shift. Dominic, since you're on the show now.
Yeah, that's me.
I just threw a Trello topic over that you had, and it's one that's been in there for a while, and you just edited it, I think, this last week or so. But you wanted to know, like, what's the point of even buying an Xbox at this point?
Yeah. So I said that a while ago now, and I edited it since the Xbox showcase. So beforehand, I was like depressed because I was looking at my games, and I was like, there's nothing here there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
There was nothing new that I wanted to play, or something that I could get into, or something that I have played before. It's just, yeah, whatever. But I was in a very like dark spot when it comes to gaming, because Xbox was nothing. It was really
dude, gaming
nothing.
ruts are the worst.
I was on my PC looking at like other games, and I was like, I don't even play my Xbox.
Yeah.
And then I looked at PlayStation games again, and I thought about God of War. I thought about the new God of War, and Last of Us looks interesting sometimes.
No, bro, don't lie to me. Don't you hate that fucking game?
I don't like the characters. But I like the gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the showcase, though, I think my opinion has changed a lot more. With Starfield coming out and these other little tiny games that we don't know a lot about. I don't remember the names at the moment, but remember the guy with the banjo?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested about that. And there was another game that looked like We Happy Few, I think made by the same people.
Yep. I can't. Yeah, I would have to look up the game.
I would have to look at the names, but a lot of it seemed like it was worth having an Xbox. And it's been a while since the game has gotten me kind of excited.
Is it worth having an Xbox if I could just play all of these on my PC?
Probably not. But if you want like a chill experience without having to buy a big PC, then console's always the
Yeah,
way
I'll
to
play
go.
it on my Steam Deck that I'm going to buy just for Diablo 4.
You go do that.
I think the big thing too is it seems like the gaming community has shifted away from living room video game playing a lot. Because I've noticed when we were at the gaming classic, IKEA is repping
Well,
a gaming furniture line, which dives into like desks and chairs. It
Yeah.
just seems like the evolution of gaming has evolved to this desk setup thing, which in hand kind of goes with what a PC would be. And so that's, could be contributed towards that.
yeah. Well, PC gaming is becoming more and more casual.
That too.
So I think that's a big part of it. And well, with all these console games now coming to PC.
Well, and if you want to get into PC gaming and you don't know how to build a PC,
You can talk to our guys at Dark Fusion Systems.
I was waiting for Post to step in, but Dominic, you got that right away, buddy. Proud of you.
Well, fuck it. We're doing it. Hell yeah. Dark Fusion Systems builds very beautiful micro, mini, whatever you want to call them, ITX builds. They're kind of like boutique builds. They got the nice metal bodies. I don't have it down here with me, but Josh has one. I'm buying one. Dominic's going to buy one. He just doesn't know it yet.
Oh, dude. I forgot. He sent me an email on like a Monday, and I meant to respond to it, and I didn't respond to the email yet.
Just ruining our relationship with our sponsor.
God, I can't believe you, Dom.
I
But no,
felt so bad though. I just remember.
yeah, wow, you got them all hyped up last week, and now you're just shitting on them. But no,
don't do that. to
so
me.
darkfusionsystems.com, you can go check them out there. And the cool thing about them is you can actually get $150 off your PC build just by mentioning Bucket Bytes. And the cool thing is, Josh always loves to bring this up, is that like he will ask you questions, what you're using, what kind of applications. Is it just for porn, or are you going to be playing games or porn games, or what are you going to be playing on this? And he will really cater the system to you. So
Very
I
hands-on when it comes down to the progress of making the PC.
they're hands-on, and he will ask how I'm just kidding. They will not ask you how hands-on you are. If you know what I mean. I don't
Step
have
in for Post, but no, yes, they will make sure that the PC that you get is built 100% to your use case, and you're not going to get something too powerful, and you're not going to get something that's underpowered. You're going to get something exactly what you need, what your price point is, and what your use case is, and it is fantastic. I literally cannot. I've said this before, and I'll say it every single time we talk about Dark Fusion, and I'm wearing their shirt right now, actually.
You are.
I cannot speak highly enough about the purchasing experience and how they build it 100% catered to you.
Yeah.
And didn't someone I forgot who said it, but someone mentioned that they stay in contact even after you bought your PC.
That was me. I just got
Yeah.
I got an email from Henry actually last week about a I think it was a BIOS update
firmware update or something.
for AMD processors, and he sends it to me, and I'm really bad about responding, but he sent it to me, and he's like, here's what you need to do, and I did it. Like, I updated my BIOS and everything was good, and then he literally like took the time to email me again and said, hey Josh, we sent you the email, just want to make sure you saw it, just want to make sure you updated all of that. And I was like, yes, you got it, buddy, because it was something with overheating, and I was like, don't worry, I updated my firmware, but I also changed the batteries in my smoke detector, so we're all good. But it like literally you will not get that experience from any other PC builder.
No, I agree with that. And just since we're on the topic of Dark Fusion, we are doing a summer-long giveaway for a system. It's got a 6-core processor, a 3060 overclock Ti, a 3060 Ti overclock GPU. It's decent, not top of the line, but it's definitely great for any kind of mid to high. I'd say
It's
3060.
cool.
If you're going 1080p or 1440, you're gonna be having a good time. We're gonna be giving that away at the end of the summer here. So if you just do !summer prize in chat, that's going to give you more information, or you can go to bucketbytes.gg that's our website. There's a summer giveaway page there. But like I said, if you would rather not wait to see if you win, just get $150 off.
We would show it to you, but it's blue, and it won't work.
Listen, my shirt is blue and it's working. It's also upstairs, and I'm not bringing it down here. I feel I don't want to handle it too much. Because could you imagine? I come down, running down the stairs with this fucking thing. I come running downstairs. I trip and fall because I'm fat, and I don't have any kind of athletic ability at all anymore. I break the machine. Then what? Then I'm SOL. Then I'm not gonna give. I'm just not.
Yeah, then we
just,
can't give it away. So
then Josh's YouTube comments are right.
Exactly. It was
yeah,
a scam.
that's true.
After all.
Oh man. So, anyways, check those guys out. They're great. We love them. And Dominic, you decided to show up, and I asked you specifically, are you for sure not going to be here?
Did you not read my other messages?
Did you send? We're not going to get into this right now. Not going to get into this right now. Oh, by the way, if you want to get extra entries into that giveaway, pay attention. At some point during the show, I'm going to be giving a code. It's not going to be right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we backtrack a tiny bit real quick?
Yeah,
To
go ahead.
Xbox One. So, Xbox One was so sad because at the time, Gears of War 4 Gears of War 4 came out, right? That was 2016, right?
Geez, probably. Yeah, 15, 16. What you doing?
So in Gears of War 4, the disaster being it was, in PlayStation, Uncharted came out.
Okay.
Uncharted was a heavy hitter, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
Yep.
Big time.
And you didn't hear shit about Gears of War 4 when it came out. And then Uncharted comes out, and that takes all the, show.
I mean, I think part of it's what you follow, though, too. Because, I didn't like Uncharted. I wasn't big into those games, so it wasn't even on my radar. But Gears was, even though I didn't love it.
I think
Just
Uncharted is one of those games where, at least for me, being just more of the casual gamer, I still like to watch, streamers, YouTubers play. So I watched someone play through the whole playthrough, loved it so much, went out and bought it and played it for myself because it was such a great game. It was fantastic. So,
it's amazing.
Comparison to Gears, yes. But the thing is, they're two very different types of games, and just with Gears being, what was it, the fourth game in the series?
Yeah, the fourth one that
Fifth
shouldn't
game, technically.
So yeah, or fifth.
Judgment.
It's hard to. It might be apples to oranges a little bit comparing, but yeah, I could see why there'd be more traction around that game for that reason.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I should have used Gears of War 5 as an example, because Gears of War 5 came out and that was supposed to be Xbox's console seller. That was supposed to be they hyped it up to be a bigger game than what it was. And the story for that game is significantly better than 4, but nothing compared to what anything Sony could come out with. So I think when Gears of War 5 came out, that's when God of War may have came out.
The new one, the reboot, 2017, I think.
Yeah, probably around that time, a year before. But God of War took that show, of course, because it's God of War. But
yeah,
let's go back in time. Gears of War 3, let's say, and then we have another God of War, say God of War 3. Those two games could be in the same discussion as a quality of a game. You know what I mean?
Between which two games?
God of War 3 and Gears of War 3. You don't? Oh yeah, Josh doesn't like Gears of War 3.
I don't love Gears of War 3, but I don't dislike it. But God of War 3 is a way better game. Insanely better game.
Tom's face. It just he's like, all right.
I'm not gonna touch that one.
I don't feel like jumping into that.
Hey, this is
I'm not gonna fight it.
That's
just my opinion.
this is the ultimate tangent, just because it popped in my brain. But Dom, what are your opinions of Wingstop?
I haven't had Wingstop yet.
Okay,
Yeah, didn't we talk about this last time?
we didn't finish it. We didn't finish the
Dom
discussion.
didn't have it.
'Cause I didn't have.
Oh, so we were just gonna wait.
We gotta wait until Dom has it.
I
Okay.
will mention it in Trello
Alright.
when I do have it.
Logan, you've had Wingstop?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Do you love it, hate it? It's okay. Like what's your thought?
I would say as far as the food goes, it's pretty similar to Buffalo Wild Wings, but I like the environment of Buffalo Wild Wings more. But I think it's close as far as their wings go and their flavors.
Okay, Josh and I can't comment on it because we have to wait for Dominic. So now Josh knows where everybody stands, and there'll be the ultimate, I guess, reveal when Dom finally has it.
Oh, did I deafen myself for no reason?
I guess.
Oh, did you hear everything Logan said?
No, I deafened myself because I thought you were going to talk to Josh about it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you didn't hear Logan, then you're good. I do want to briefly touch on. So we talked about Ubisoft, Xbox, PlayStation. They all had their shows. There has been the Nintendo show last week. Now, I'm not a huge Nintendo guy, but Josh, I'm curious if there's anything that you thought was worth mentioning just from that show. I saw a couple of small things that look kind of neat, but I'm curious if there's anything that really kind of stood out to you.
So, a couple things, like a couple big things that they revealed, and we'll get to like the huge one at the end.
Okay.
But in my opinion, like the biggest one, besides like the huge one, is there's a remake of Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Which makes me so happy. I've never actually beaten Super Mario RPG. I remember when I first got it from the video store as a kid, and I was so fucking confused because I'm like, I thought this was a Mario game. What is this? I didn't understand the concept of RPGs.
Oh, sure.
And I tried to figure it out, and I still had some fun with like the story of it.
Yeah.
I've gone back over the years, and I've gotten further and further in it, but I've never beaten it. So I'm really excited to get that chance to kind of revisit Super Mario RPG and play through it. So that's really cool. It's so out of left field. Like I never thought I'd see a remake of that game. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Which system was it originally on? Like, full disclosure, I didn't even know that existed. To be honest.
Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was Square Enix made it. So it's like in the style of Final Fantasy, but it's Super Mario. And it's an incredibly charming game. I definitely recommend checking out the remake. Obviously, it's coming out for Switch, so check that out.
Oh, when I was like 10, I thought Super Mario RPG was like Paper Mario.
Well, that's what's funny is Paper Mario kind of evolved from Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd imagine it did, but like I thought that that was like the Mario RPG. I didn't know there was one before that at the time. But then I found out about it, and I was like, a lot of people used to love this game.
Yeah, it's a really, like I said, it's a really charming game. Like that's the best word I can use to describe it. So.
Okay. All right. That's not the one that I saw. I saw the Super Mario Brothers The Wonder.
Yeah, that was the big one I was talking about.
Was it the big one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just, premature.
So I was gonna kind of run down the reveals and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
So here,
RPG
forget I said anything.
RPG was like the big one. Then they announced a new Detective Pikachu.
Oh,
yeah.
Which is really interesting, but I kind of wish they'd bring the first Detective Pikachu to Switch first. Because that's still locked down in 3DS world.
Okay.
But, whatever. It's still cool for people who like Detective Pikachu. And then we had Metal Gear Solid Collection coming to Switch, which is awesome.
Yeah.
There's
Yep.
no secret that I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan.
What?
Or would
I
have
know,
never
right?
guessed.
I know. So that's cool. That's the first 3 games: Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, and then the MSX originals as well. So
Yeah.
And they announced more DLC for my favorite Switch game, Mario Kart.
they
And,
did.
Yeah, and I'm very disappointed, but you know what? At least it's content that I'm not buying.
Yeah.
I was hoping for characters that I used to play as, but no, they got like the Mario Kart 7 characters, like Wiggler.
Yeah, it is a really interesting choice of characters to
Kamek.
add. There's Kamek, Wiggler, and PD Piranha.
PD
Which
Piranha's
PD
cool.
PD Piranha
Right.
is cool because it's from Double Dash.
Mhm.
But
The other 2 are from like Mario Kart 7, and
yeah,
I thought people wanted Funky Kong back, or Diddy.
everybody wants Funky Kong
Diddy
back.
or Funky Kong. I just want them back. Then I'll play Mario Kart again.
But there's a new WarioWare coming
Oh
to
yeah.
Switch, which
Yep.
is cool. Those games are always fun. They showed off some Pikmin 4 and also revealed that Pikmin 1 and 2 are going to be released on the Switch.
Okay.
And I think those are out already.
Did any of you play Pikmin?
I played the first one.
Okay. Then okay. Then I'll let that go. So, I always, as a kid, when you'd go through the store, there would always be the GameCube or whatever, and it had Pikmin on it, and I had no fucking clue, but it always like piqued my interest. What the fuck is the point of that game?
The best way I can describe it is, do you remember Lemmings?
God, yeah, barely. It's
So
just yeah.
the point of Lemmings was like you had these different kinds of lemmings and you had to like solve the puzzle to get the most lemmings to the exit
Yeah.
by kind of directing certain lemmings to do certain things. That's the best way I can describe Pikmin.
Okay.
Is it's like that but with different colored Pikmin.
Okay.
And I honestly I played that game when I was like 10 years
Sure.
old or whatever, so
Damn.
I don't remember it too much, but
Okay. Yeah.
it's like that.
Okay, as someone who's so far away from many Nintendo games, I thought it was basically Animal Crossing with little flower guys.
No, it's like a
That's
puzzle
what I
game.
thought it was.
It's like a puzzle
Okay.
game. So it's like an action puzzle type.
Gotcha.
I'm not even gonna
Okay.
lie. When like the little guys die in like a big group, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's one way to say it if you're a sociopath. It's also kind of sad. Or you know.
God damn it.
Like sometimes like a log will like roll over them.
Okay, we need to change Dominic's background lighting to something other than red.
No, this is perfect for him because he's demonic over here.
No, I'm trying to turn into good Dom. We need
I
need
gotcha.
we need blue or green.
Give me a second.
So is the Pikmin premise of the game basically a bunch of little characters have to work together to get through different levels?
Together, yes.
If I remember, yeah. And like, because there are different colors that do different things, and like some of them you can help like the other Pikmin get over water with like certain Pikmin, and then
Oh, okay.
like enemies will come out to try to eat your Pikmin, and you have to throw Pikmin at the enemies to defeat them. Like
One of
this is
these
all
days
coming from my memory.
I'm gonna have to get one just to get over the whole like wonder in my brain of what the hell is this game.
Well, they're on Switch now. 1 and 2 are on Switch.
So yeah.
Have you guys ever played a game? It was on, I think it was on PC. It was called World of Goo.
I think I've
did.
heard of that.
Yeah, I know I did, but I don't remember it.
It's a really fun game. They actually allowed it to be on the Netflix games now,
Yep.
so anyone can play it on their phone. When I was flying out to Georgia, like a week or two ago, I was playing it on the plane, and
Yeah, I played this on my phone.
it's exactly how I remember it on when I used to play it on my MacBook back in the day in high school, and it's a really fun game. It's all these different goo balls, and you have to try to like get up to an extraction tube, and you kind of go through the story. It's very much a simplistic indie kind of game, but it kind of reminds me of what Pinkman would be like, or
Jesse
is?
Pinkman.
Jesse
Or-
Pinkman.
I'm sorry. In my
Yeah,
ears, I thought you.
science, bitch.
Dude, I swear I heard Pinkman, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
man, no, that was
sorry. Hey, did you? So Dom, you're the just way. I'm sorry to contribute to this tangent, but was it you that was playing the My Singing Monsters game? That game has been around for fucking 13 years.
Yeah, that game's old as shit.
My daughter just started playing it because one of her friends were playing it. Anyways,
Really?
just yeah, I'm like,
That's
I remember
hilarious.
playing that as a kid. Anyways, sorry. So, other games from Nintendo Direct. I'm assuming, yeah, I'm sure there's some Pokemon on there, probably, right?
There was DLC for Scarlet and Violet.
Okay.
But who cares? Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is getting remastered for Switch, but this is another one where, like, I don't understand why they're not doing the original Luigi's Mansion as well. Don't get it.
Yeah.
But they also announced a side-scrolling Princess Peach game,
Peaches.
but they didn't really show anything about it. Most importantly, Vampire Survivors is coming to Switch. My favorite game of last year.
There was something you wanted to talk about a long time ago.
They're making a TV adaptation
Yeah.
of Vampire Survivors, and I didn't understand how because I didn't even know that game had a story.
Okay.
But
Fair
anyway,
enough.
but Vampire Survivors is an amazing game, and on Switch it has couch co-op,
Okay.
and that's coming August 17th apparently.
Sure.
So go check that shit out. Arkham Trilogy is coming to Switch. Obviously,
Oh,
that's great.
I wonder how crusty it's gonna look.
Pretty crusty. If we can base the trailer on anything.
Did I look really good? Hold on. I got these up right now. I want to look. I got muted though.
Yeah,
go
just to run down the list as you look at that. Star Ocean: The Second Story is getting a remake on Switch.
It's got that art
style.
style. It's got that art
people
style I was
like
telling you about, Josh.
Hey.
It's got that like
the
2.5D. Like I love that
Like
stuff.
3D. Yeah, that's
I
really
would-
good.
It looks good.
Hey, have you guys seen that picture of like Elephant Mario?
We're
No.
getting to it, Dom. Calm down.
I'm sorry, it's
Calm
funny. I
down.
just seen it
You
again.
can't keep edging me like this, Josh.
I'm sorry. Myth Force. It's a Saturday morning cartoon roguelike. So that last word makes it useless. Splatoon 3. Who cares?
You're such a hater, dude.
Dude, 2024's Game of the Year was announced though, or 2023's Game of the Year was announced. Just Dance 2024 is going to be released on October 24th.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Also, we got a new cozy Animal Crossing like game or whatever you want to call it, like those cozy sim games.
Dude,
Okay.
there's a lot of them.
It's called Palia, so that's a thing.
They kept repeating the word cozy during
Cozy
the announcement.
over and over again. Watch the Donkey video; it's pretty amazing.
Donkey. Yes, I
Um,
love Donkey.
Yeah, he's from my hometown. Yeah, there's more, but I don't know if I
No, he's
wanna
not.
talk about any of this shit. Yes, he is. He's from Milwaukee.
Is he really? I did not know
yeah,
that.
he lives in Madison now, but he's from Milwaukee.
I did not know that Donkey was local.
I found that out because he made a video in the museum, in the Milwaukee Public
No
Museum.
way.
And I was just watching through his videos, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that the fucking Milwaukee Public
Art
Museum? And I
yeah.
looked it
That's
up.
amazing.
And sure enough, he's from Milwaukee, but he moved to Madison like a couple years ago. But,
Dude, look at all these
Yeah.
great Wisconsin YouTubers.
right? Suggestive
Anyways.
Gaming, Donkey, that's it. We're not gonna. Well, Red Letter Media, we can give them. But yeah. So anyway, so I'm looking through all the other ones. Not much to really talk about.
Yeah,
But Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Wonder, yeah.
Side
This
scroller.
looks-
It's a new side-scrolling Mario game. It's not new Super Mario Brothers. It's just a new Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. I'm curious how you feel about the art style of that.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Looks like Mario.
But it's got like
I have no opinion.
So, I can talk about it because it's very different from what the other games are. Of course it's Mario still, but it's like a chibi art style. I think.
it kind of looks like it looks like a Game Boy game, but like not.
You know, now that you say it, this does look like a Game Boy Advance game.
Doesn't it? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
crazy. Just but like with
No.
pretty graphics.
Yeah,
I kind of
that's
like
not a bad thing.
it's weird because I kind of like it, but I kind of hate it. Don't get me wrong, it looks gorgeous and like, but I kind of hate it.
Mario has no neck.
They have snake tunnels pipes.
Yeah. So the whole thing about this game, the gimmick is that you can get these wonder flowers or wonder seeds or whatever they are, and then it makes the level go like wonky.
Okay. I'm watching the video for this for the first time, and this actually looks pretty fucking legit.
Yeah, it looks
Like this-
looks like a lot of fun.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Can I say my main issue with this game is they're doing 4-player local co-op again.
Oh
And
my goodness.
Well,
I always thought that kind of ruined the level design of the new Super Mario Brothers games.
yeah.
Like designing them so 4 people could play them simultaneously kind of removed
Oh, sure.
the
Yeah,
the
I guess.
minutia of level design.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. I don't know. I don't like. Ah, man. I'm gonna get canceled, but I like do not like Mario that much. But this actually looks like a lot of fun.
I mean, I don't think you'd get canceled for
I
not liking
don't
Mario.
think people care as much.
Everyone loves Mario, dude.
Maybe
There's
you could
like-
say something bad about like Odyssey.
I was gonna say like
Yeah, Odyssey was fine.
Odyssey and Mario Maker are golden, and
Mm.
then
Yeah.
anything besides
Okay.
that in the past 20 years is
Right.
like whatever.
It's a Mario game. That's what
Yeah.
you could say. It was just a Mario game.
Okay. That's fair. So that was pretty much it that came out of Nintendo Direct then.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were
Okay.
there were a couple other little things, but nothing.
Cozy farming simulator game.
Hey,
There was
dude,
like other
I'm a
stuff
s-
that was already announced that they're just showing
okay.
new.
I'm a sucker for
footage
anything
for it.
that's cozy and, anyways.
Come on, post
Um,
with a new cozy farming
no,
simulator game.
let's
with your
fucking not-
crops.
I did want to talk about something that's kind of, I don't know if you've seen any of this blowing over at all, but Twitch changed some of their guidelines for partners and affiliates and everything like that, and like people are really like fighting back kind of big time and like annoyed. They're just like, I'm tired of Twitch's shit. Like for years people have been looking for a different place to stream that's not Twitch. Like Mixer, before it was Mixer, Beam, I'm sorry, I should say. When it was Beam, before it switched to Mixer, like that could have been something great. Then Microsoft fucked it up.
Microsoft they dropped that ball so hard.
They had a gold mine. They had something great. They had something great with it, and it fucked.
What killed it was the contracts with bigger
Yes,
That's-
110%. It was
That was so
giving
silly.
out those like $100 million contracts.
Yeah, I can't remember
Ninja
what
guy.
Ninja's was,
It
but his
insane.
was ridiculous.
And that was during his downfall too.
Just-
Yeah, well,
and
yeah.
the worst part about that is they had to pay that all out.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like,
And then he can just go right back.
Well, it's
to,
Microsoft. He's got that. They got that money.
well, yeah, but
Yeah.
also like,
Yeah, I get it. I mean, so the reason I bring this up is because have you guys heard of Kick?
yeah.
Okay. So before it was primarily like a gambling streaming website where people would play like poker and all this other stuff. So basically Kick it's owned by a gambling company backed by stake.com, which is online casinos, right?
Sounds delicious.
If it was spelled the same way. But so basically the platform focuses on looser moderation and higher revenue shares. So like that's kind of the big thing that people are like, That's what it says, right?
It just
that's
sounds but it sounds so idyllic, you know?
Yeah, right. It's
like,
where's
lower
the but?
moderation, higher money. Yeah.
Right. Where's the but? Where's the but? Well, I'm pretty sure that like its entire platform is stolen Twitch code. Like I'm 100% sure that's what it is. Like Josh, have you ever actually been on Kick's website?
I just went on the website.
Go to kick.com once. I
don't wanna.
You don't have to. That's fine.
You go on it.
I've been on it. I've actually streamed on Kick once before. I did.
So whenever you say Kick, I
Aiden
keep
Ross
thinking
is
of
here.
KIK.
KIK. Yeah, no, not
the
yeah.
chat.
Yes, no, not that. KICK. Like
There's a lot of similarity. A lot.
Dude, it's legit just Twitch source code just ripped and put on a brand new website.
Wow.
So okay, so that's like that was the first big red flag to me, and there's no features to it. At least there wasn't 6 months ago. So yeah, you know, that's one thing that kind of pushes me away from it. But here's what they've been doing. They've been really trying to capitalize on all of this negative press. What?
You mean?
Okay,
I go on the top category, which is just chatting.
Yes.
It's literally just girls in halter tops or bikinis, and one of them is just playing, like, two girls in bikinis playing Twister. And
Yeah.
So,
I saw
anyways,
when I went on it, yeah, I'm just seeing lots of booby streamers.
yeah,
like Karina.
Oh my
whatever.
god! Oh my
Karina.
god! Keep scrolling. It only gets worse.
Oh
Man,
my
that lower
God.
moderation is definitely not a marketing
Kicking in.
ploy. Like that's true. Oh boy.
So
I mean, yeah.
what is?
Man,
And
I'm
then
just
there's
waiting to see Dom eating ice cream.
then there's this poor guy who looks like he's stuck in 2006 with a. Oh my God, Josh, I can't. I'm not here to like shit on people. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't. But I have to
Getting
screenshot
off
this
track,
for my own.
but
I
yeah.
have to
So
screenshot
you're talking
this.
about Kick and
Yeah, sorry.
and its popularity in
well-
which it's becoming an opportunist with the backlash that Twitch has been receiving.
Hold on. Real quick, I just have to respond to Sid Alpha in the chat. He said, and two girls in bikinis playing Twister is different than Twitch. How? There is no kiddie pool on Kick. so their attire isn't appropriate. Sorry, go ahead.
Was that the one with the title 30 Days Straight?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I already clicked off.
Okay,
I
all
gotta
right.
get out of there.
Yeah, it just feels dirty, right? It feels like you're gonna cut. Like, not saying these people. No, I'm just gonna stop right there. But anyways, so what Kick is trying to do?
Hold on. Let Logan finish his thought.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Logan.
I
Sorry.
was just trying to get us back on track of what you were building up to, because it seemed like you were talking about how Kick was kind of capitalizing and being a bit of an opportunist with the backlash that Twitch has been receiving,
yeah.
and they've been signing some big streamers / YouTubers to be using their platform.
Right. Okay. So let me take a few steps back. So I started this whole conversation piece with Twitch changing some of their guidelines and people getting pissed off. Well, Kick saw this opportunity then to.
Well,
like,
hold on. Just backpedal a little bit. What were the guidelines that?
Dude, and it wasn't even that bad. Like, to be honest, dude, it was kind of like not much of a thing. It was a 70-30 revenue split, I think, for partners is what it was like their standard. And a few other things. I wish I could remember the specific details of it.
The other things
Go ahead.
we're dealing with, like sponsors and sponsorships.
Oh,
on
that was the big. I'm sorry.
That's the big.
And- and another-
this was very big.
And another part of it was your sponsorship on, like, if you had like you couldn't have any video,
No,
and
you
it could
couldn't have
only
any
only be like 3% of your screen space could be dedicated to some kind of advertisement of some sort.
Got it.
Okay, so this is going to sound a little bit like Mixer here in a second. So anyways, Kick found this issue with Twitch, and they're like, oh, well, we don't do this, we don't do that. Hey, we'll pay your cancellation fees, because apparently if you end your affiliate contract, they charge you $35. That's always been there. Or I forget what the dollar amount was, but
That has
point
not
remains.
always been there.
It's been there for a while.
Because
It's
I
been-
had an affiliate and I canceled it for no charge.
I think they can. It's like at their disclosure or their not their disclosure,
Fair
but
enough.
at their when they want to, when they see fit, pretty much. So they're like, hey, we'll pay this when you cancel your shit. Come to Kick. Hey, you can make $16 an hour on Kick. Now, apparently you can, but there's some prerequisites that you got to meet, and it's not clear at all what they are.
Yeah,
So-
there's been a lot of TikTok video coverage of a lot of people buzzing about the hourly amount, putting it out there like any average Joe gamer could just that streams, their regular gameplay
Right.
8 to 10 hours and they could just make $16 an hour. Clearly not the case.
Well, yeah, and it's like I said, I feel like their whole thing is just like they're just trying to capitalize way too fucking fast on something. Like they're like sharks in the water, dude. And like as a business practice, trying to get customers, sure, that's probably going to work. But like, what happens when you bite off more than you can chew? Right, you're going to choke. So, Kick signed XQC. I'm sure you guys all know who XQC is. They signed him to a $100 million deal.
Oh, I see.
Which, right? Okay, hey, sounds
This sounds familiar.
Yeah,
right. It
yeah,
sounds familiar. It sounds like Mixer, but well, okay. So, by the way, so they have looser moderation and all this other shit. He was already getting in trouble. He streamed, I think, The Dark Knight and Breaking Bad and some other stuff. So like they're already like Kick already was getting legal threats and for DMCA takedowns and shit like that from these. How could you have your number one person? You know what I mean? So I get it. Amaranth apparently is going to Twitch or Kick. Sorry. So and then I swear to God,
Where from Twitch?
from Twitch.
Now?
Yeah, she's on Twitch right now.
Yeah, she's on Twitch.
And then I saw something, and it's probably just Doc memeing, but he was flirting with the whole like Kick thing.
You can't trust Doc at all, though.
I don't disagree. It's why I'm not saying he's there already, but he was flirting. He was memeing. He was memeing.
He's probably fishing. Like he's
Yeah.
probably fishing for interest. Because if they offer him money, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it. But
Oh, why wouldn't he? Because his YouTube, he's not contracted with YouTube. He's just streaming there.
of course not. Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
Well, and that's the best part about YouTube. Not to be a YouTube shill as a guy who, has one of these up there, but that's the nice thing about that is there isn't any kind of contract or exclusivity through YouTube like there is through Twitch, right?
Yep.
Where Twitch, if you become a Twitch affiliate, I think affiliate even, where they're like you can't co-stream anywhere else.
Yep.
There's nothing like that with YouTube. It's like, no, YouTube, do whatever the fuck you want, stream there, get your super chats,
Just get our ad views.
get your ad revenue, whatever, who cares? Like that's the one good thing YouTube has going for it is like their streaming guidelines are so lax, at least in terms of like, your partnership to them.
But how does that play in with people trying to make it in the streaming world? Because obviously with big streamers, they have their established, circle of audience already. But anyone that's trying to, because that's what was so amazing about Mixer was I felt like it was all for the small streamer audience and people that wanted to interact with smaller streamers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are they just trying to overlap and take a bunch of different people over to their site from Twitch, and then it just becomes oversaturated again and no one really gets recognized? Like, what is the true benefit for people that are trying to, if they have, let's say, under 100 viewers per stream, and they're trying to make this a thing? Is it really gonna make you a bigger streamer where you can quit your day job to be able to stream? Do you propose it really be worth it going to Kick?
I'll say this. Early adopters, if you have nothing to lose, let's say you have no established base, early adopting on things is a very low risk, high reward venture. There's no risk.
Disagree.
There's no risk.
There's a
How
huge
so?
risk. The risk is time. So if you're going to try to, so you have zero audience whatsoever, right?
Yes.
Like you're coming in completely blank.
Yes.
Do you go to the platform that has hundreds of millions of viewers per hour, or do you go to the platform that has a fraction of that amount?
So, for argument's sake, the visibility is going to be significantly lower on the platform where there's the hundreds of millions of existing users.
You're making quite an implication there. So, point being is, if you go to Twitch, there's literally hundreds of millions of people. You might get those folks who come across, right, from other things or stumble across you or whatever. And this all comes down to algorithmic like recommendation as well. So who knows who's better there. But just in terms of audience size, like if you go to Kick or something smaller, if they're not actively promoting smaller streamers, then what's the point? You know, the pond is much smaller. So you're either a small fish in a large pond, or you're a small fish in a large pond with less fishermen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And really, to get off topic slightly, is just streaming 8 to 10 hours a day on a new buzzing website, streaming site, isn't going to grow your fan base. It's going to be all kind of based around your marketing and sharing your content on other platforms. It's not just streaming 8 to 10 hours a day. That's not a good streaming way, from what I sound like. Not to say that I know from experience, but just by research and what people have been saying.
Why would anyone bother trying out a new platform then?
For the possibility of making $16 an hour.
Well, and that's where I was saying
there's buzz that people are going to be able to make money from a small stream standpoint.
I will say there was one experience in my life where the new streaming platform figured it out, and that was Facebook. When they tried doing gaming streaming for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that.
The algorithm of Facebook streaming was actually great.
It was great, but people don't want to be known as their real persona.
Well, and nobody goes to Facebook to watch.
That's true.
Gaming streams.
Yeah.
So that was the problem. So if you give me a Twitch where they're going to algorithmically promote me to other people, and I'm going to actually get a benefit as a streamer, then awesome, great. But I don't know. That's to be seen.
I feel like you're not going to get that from Twitch. I feel like anybody
you're
who
not
wants
going to get that from Twitch.
Or you're not going to get it from Twitch or Kick. You're barely going to get anything from YouTube. Facebook, I agree with you there 100%. Facebook was by far my most successful streaming venture.
Like, you got interaction.
Yeah, you get interaction in hundreds.
No effort.
And, well, that's just it. And then you'd have hundreds of people there, like nothing. But I'm sorry, Dom, you were going to say something. I'm getting all heated over here.
No, you can finish what you were saying because it's interesting.
No, my basically my point is this. I feel like if you've got nothing to lose, yes, there's time being put in, but I feel like putting your time in, if you are expecting to grow based off of your other platforms, then you have something. But if you've start with something with the like Twitch, start somewhere else like that. But if you've got literally nothing and you want to get a start, you can start growing an audience, I feel, personally, much easier, with a better chance of being seen by somebody who would maybe not see you on Twitch or in the bigger C.
Much easier?
I do feel that way.
Easier?
I do. I feel that way.
So I think I can add
I'm not saying... Okay, go ahead.
So a good friend of me and Post, Raging Cajun, not Joe Gaming.
Post and I.
Whatever. So he was on Mixer, right? And he went to Mixer with only the people he had on Twitch was probably about like 4 to 3 people.
Yeah, he started on Twitch, went to Mixer.
Started on Twitch, went to Mixer during Mixer's beginning days, I guess. Was it beginning?
He joined Mixer very shortly after it was Beam. After the Beam transition into Mixer.
So when it was Mixer, Nacho...
You know what I mean?
The Nacho started out there, and I think when it comes to growing your audience, you have to have some type of connections, or at least make friends with other content creators to like band off each other. So once Nacho started getting traction from his connections and his audience, his viewership growed, and then grew. I mean, sorry. His viewership grew,
Fuck.
and he would show up on the It was a higher chance of seeing him because he had like 20 something viewers on a smaller channel, on a a smaller platform, and for a smaller platform, 20 would be kind of like up there on the top. So more
He was way more. He was more than that sometimes too. He was creeping in the 40s.
I'm getting into. He started.
I'm sorry.
His over time, he grew more and more, and he was starting to get probably 100 people on Mixer, and of course from that as well, he would gain more people because he's on the top of the recommended.
Sure.
Not recommended.
For
the top
that
of that
game.
topic.
Yeah,
the
right.
game. Yes. Sorry, for that category or game, and then he grew even more fan base from that. So like that's the benefit of being on a smaller platform, I think. If you can quickly gain connections with other people on that platform who are smaller or have a little larger fan base than you, in that they like you.
It's a competition thing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take that to. So Sid in the chat said Twitch is the bigger platform, but its discoverability is among the worst I've ever seen. And by the way, Sid, we got to get you on the show because you'd be great to talk to. But that's a good point. But so there's the balance, right? Where it's like, where is the audience number versus discoverability factor? You know what I mean? Because even if Twitch has a 1% discoverability and they have 100 million, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
like
I get
that's
it.
going to
Yeah.
be way better than a 10% with 1,000 people.
Sure.
So,
But the argument's sake, on my part of the argument is, if you're able to get that traction when the people are not yet there, and you can have yourself up on top as more people start piling in, you're setting yourself up for a situation to where then
until
you can
Mixer happens.
Well, yeah, until the fucking platform blows up because it's being
until
mismanaged.
It falls out. Exactly.
Trust me, and I
that's what
get
I see
that.
with Kick, dude.
I understand it, but it's an opportunity for somebody who may otherwise not have that equal opportunity. I shouldn't say equal opportunity, but they might not have the same kind of opportunity they would have streaming on something new where they can get traction. That's all. I guess that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, until the floor drops out. Like,
and it most likely will happen. I just, like I said, it's not the end all be all. You know, if you really want to succeed, you're going to go where the people are. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like I've always been a somewhat early adopter in things. And I feel like more often than not, it's paid off. So maybe that kind of sways my, view on this whole situation. But that being said, I'm not saying go stream on Kick because I don't trust it. I think it's shady as fuck. I'm gonna turn this around 180 degrees, and I'm gonna say don't stream on Kick. Just upload all your videos to Rumble. Hey, do you know what though? That's another. They were in that mix. I think they were one of the other platforms. Oh, was it Rumble or was it something else? There's another live streaming platform that was also trying to get in.
Does Rumble do? I don't know if Rumble does live streaming.
What the fuck is this? After Hours with 9 Girls.
Ooh,
that's the first thing I open when I open Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble's.
There's games on here.
Yeah, Rumble's
Hours
more
with
of
9 Girls. Oh my god.
Do they do live streaming?
Yeah, there's a lot here. Live
footage.
Yeah, Rumble's a competitor to YouTube, and I get about 10 emails a week about moving my content to Rumble.
Do you really?
That's really interesting. I've been kicking the tires on wanting to do streams that aren't. They're not chatting and they aren't video games. But they're more or less.
Go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry.
post.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish. I'm sorry. Please. I'm sorry.
They're more based around. There's this category on Rumble where it says "do it yourself" because I wanted to do like crafting, like a top-down view of a stream, and to do that on a big platform would be really difficult. So.
I think that's a great stream idea. I just don't. So here's my problem with Rumble. Rumble has such a negative connotation, and I don't. All politics aside, I don't think it deserves the connotation it has. But there are a lot of extremist political
Mm.
parties who have been excommunicated from YouTube and Twitch and all of those who
So
have gone to
that's what it
Rumble.
is.
So it's become kind of like the safe haven for that.
Oh, okay.
So like it sucks because like you wish there was a competitor to YouTube and Twitch and obviously, but there's this stink on it where it's like, oh yeah, well that's where all the outcasts go. Like it's literally like the in Lion King when there's like everything the light touches is our kingdom except that. Like Rumble,
And
no.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Rumble, no.
Gotcha. So they're kind of like streamer purgatory.
Yeah, kind of.
YouTube
Interesting.
purgatory.
Yeah, so if you get banned somewhere, you go to Rumble. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Ryan,
okay.
so you wanted to change gears?
No. You know what? Maybe we should. That was
Yeah,
a
we
really good
probably should.
conversation. That was a good
It was good.
conversation, though. I
It was,
very much
it was a
enjoyed
little
that.
long, but yeah, that was productive. Yeah.
So that was good. So I think we're gonna do two things. We're gonna pull out the bite bucket, and I'll grab.
Hold on. I pulled off his fucking arm.
No.
I know. It was fixed finally. All right, we're good.
To your right. There we go. Good enough. There we go. We're gonna be playing Script Bytes today.
Woo!
Second ever time. I'm really looking forward to it. Dom wasn't supposed to be here, so he doesn't have a
Oh.
bit in this.
I am out of this one.
But have fun. I did want to say real quick for those of you who are looking for the live stream code, I'm going to give that to you now that you can use on bucketbytes.gg at the summer giveaway. You go to the whatever and there's a thing for live codes. Today's code is going to be G6P2S4L9. But let's go ahead. We're going to play Script Bytes. Dom, if you want, actually what you could do,
Read the parentheticals.
yes, what Josh said. So if you go into our host discussion, Dom, there's a Google Doc link for our episode
Mm-hmm.
of Stream Bytes.
Yes.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
All right. So if you open that up, all you got to read is the things in brackets, the
Oh, so it'd be
parentheticals.
the narrator?
Yes, pretty much.
Should I put
All right.
like a narrator voice on?
Please
do. Well, wait, should we explain the bit? Post?
Sure, yeah, we're professionals. We've done this before. So what we've done is we've generated an AI script that was based on listener feedback that we received either on Twitter or Facebook or from our Discord. We did ask, and we did get a response. So we have the script, and now we are going to act it out as...
Well, what was the response?
So basically, we're going to be having two detectives interviewing a suspect who is accused of stealing socks and selling them on the black market.
Perfect.
All right, everybody's
Please.
ready? All right.
An interrogation room with a table and two chairs. Detective Smith and Detective Johnson sit across from Mr. Wilson, who appears to be nervous.
Mr. Wilson, we have reason to believe that you've been involved in a sock-selling operation on the underground market. People's socks have been mysteriously disappearing, and we think you are the key to unraveling this puzzle. Now, we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. It's your choice.
I swear, officers, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never sold socks on any market, underground or otherwise.
Don't you play dumb with us, Wilson! We've been tracking your activities for months! Tell us who you're working for, or things are gonna get ugly.
I'm not working for anyone. I've never even been involved in any criminal activities.
Look, Mr. Wilson, we understand that times are tough, and people might resort to unusual means to make ends meet, but selling socks, dude, really? There has to be more to this story.
Oh, there's definitely more, Wilson. You see, our sources tell us that these socks you're selling are not ordinary socks. They have special powers.
Special powers? Like, what are you talking about?
That's right, Wilson. Every sock that you've sold carries a hidden enchantment that makes its pair disappear without a trace. It's like they've been abducted by sock-stealing alien civilization.
This is absurd. There's no such thing as a sock-stealing aliens.
Oh, you think this is absurd? Well, let me tell you, Wilson, we have undeniable evidence that these sock-stealing aliens are building a secret weapon on the dark side of the moon, and they need socks to power it.
I find that really kind of hard to believe. Why would aliens need socks?
Well, you see, Wilson, these aliens have a strange sock fetish. They believe that by collecting socks from Earth, they gain immense power and can control the fate of humanity. And you have been the one feeding their obsession.
Come on, officers. This has to be a joke, right?
No joke, Wilson. These sock-stealing aliens are ruthless, and they won't stop until they have all the socks in the world. We're here to put an end to it, and you are our only hope.
I swear, officers, I have no connection to any aliens or secret sock-stealing operations. I'm just a regular guy trying to make a living.
Got you, Wilson! We're just messing with you, dude. There's no sock-stealing aliens, and dude, there's no secret weapon on the moon.
Yeah, we made that up. But seriously, Wilson, selling socks on the underground market is a crime. You better start talking before we come up with an even crazier story.
Thank goodness. I thought I was kind of just getting caught up in this interstellactic stock conspiracy. So look, officers, I'll tell you everything I know, but I have to be honest with you. It's not about the socks. It's about stolen underwear.
Stolen underwear? Are you serious?
I'm afraid so, Detective. I've been involved in a rather embarrassing enterprise. You see, I have this bizarre compulsion to collect underwear. Not just any underwear, but specifically mismatched socks. I've been stealing them from people's laundry rooms, one sock at a time. It's a strange obsession. I really can't explain it.
Hold on a minute. Wilson, are you saying that you've been stealing socks instead of selling them?
Yes, Detective Johnson. I know it sounds absurd, but I couldn't help myself. I couldn't bear seeing mismatched socks go to waste. So I started taking them, hoping to reunite them with their missing pairs.
Wilson, this is quite unexpected. So, the missing socks mystery might have been due to your peculiar obsession rather than an underground market.
Wilson, I find it intriguing that you share a similar interest in socks, considering the extent of your knowledge about the missing sock cases. But have you been involved in more than just collecting these mismatched socks?
No, Detective Johnson. I swear. I've never had any involvement beyond my sock collection. I'm just a man with a unusual hobby.
Well, this certainly changes things. We'll need to verify your claims. But if you are telling the truth, it means that the real culprit behind these missing socks might still be out there.
Actually, officers, there is something else I need to tell you. So, recently, someone has been stealing the socks I've been stealing. It's like they've been one step ahead of me. And the strange thing is, I've seen Detective Johnson before. He lives in the same apartment building as me.
Detective Johnson's eyes widen in surprise, but he quickly tries to compose himself.
Detective Johnson, is this true? Have you been involved in the stealing of socks from Mr. Wilson?
Look, Smith, look. It's not what you think. I had no idea Wilson was involved in any of this. I have a confession to make. Yes, I've been stealing socks, but I had my reasons. I thought it was just a harmless prank, a way to mess with Wilson's head. I never would have imagined that it would escalate like this.
You've been stealing my stolen socks. That's low, Detective Johnson.
Detective Johnson? This is a serious breach of trust and an abuse of your position. Stealing is unacceptable, even if it was intended as a prank. You've just compromised this investigation and violated the law.
Stop! You violated the law.
I know, Smith. I messed up. And I'm ready to face the consequences. I had never thought it would go this far.
Mr. Wilson, I apologize for Detective Pete Johnson's actions. Tell you what, we'll ensure that justice is served and your stolen socks are returned to you.
Detective Smith reaches for his radio, calls for backup to take Detective Johnson into custody, while another officer is dispatched to retrieve the stolen socks.
End scene. Yeah. That was fun. I love this bit so much.
That was good. That
was fun.
That was a good time.
Yeah, so that's Script Bytes, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever want to have a prompt of your own, make sure you check out our Twitter or our Facebook is typically where I ask those questions.
Submit a prompt.
Ask it on the Discord, too.
Yeah, if you're on the Discord, we've had a bunch of new people on the Discord because of the giveaway. Feel free to
then
just
they leave
jump
right
in
away.
there. Only the 3 of them. Actually, I'm surprised how few people have not just left right away, to be completely honest.
I'm with you.
So don't leave the Discord. Make sure you just participate. That's all I had today, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to discuss before we wave it away today?
I'll just take a second to just say I'm glad to be back. It's really nice talking to you all again, and I'm excited to be a part of the regular streaming content with you guys.
We're glad to have you, buddy. Oh, Josh looks so happy. He's like,
I'm
look at
so
this smile.
excited. I told Logan when you were rebooting post before the show, like when you said he's work situations, he might be able to be regular again. I'm like, yes, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Tonight I should say, was a fun time. I just know we're gonna have some good content moving forward.
You sound so sure. It almost sounded like a question. Like, we're gonna have a good time, right, guys? This is gonna be great.
No, I don't know. He sounded confident. He was like, "No, we're gonna have good times."
That's true. It was the word. Yes. Okay. Unless what?
Bucket Bytes Part 2.
Oh no!
There hasn't even been a Bucket Bytes Part 1 yet. I said farts.
That's true.
Bucket farts. Oh Jesus! I gotta stop talking now.
Bucket farts.
Yeah.
Bite-sized bitches, ladies and gentlemen.
This has been Bucket Bytes. We'll check you out next time. Love you all. Till next time. Peace out.
Bye.